It's better. It's actually feeling the best it's felt so far since I've had the injury, and it just I'm gonna keep rehabbing and keep getting out there and practicing. It'll get better every day.
Did you feel like you had the same amount of zip and everything on your passes in the second half after all those attempts, or not?
I feel like the whole game, I still haven't had the zip I had at the beginning of the year, but it was definitely the best I'd had so far since I had the injury. And I mean, it's something that will just keep getting better. The more I rehab, the more I get out there and throw, and as it let it heal.
Pat, what was it like growing up with a dad who was a major league pitcher, and does that still impact you as you play Division I football?
Yeah, I mean, just seeing the competitive nature of just a sport, just always growing up around him. I mean, I talked to him whenever I first had the injury too. I mean, he was a guy who played through injuries, and he knows how competitive it is, how much he wants to win. So just being around that my whole life has kind of driven me to be where I am at today.
And did he encourage you to ice your shoulder a lot after the injury, and especially after Saturday night?
I mean, he really just he told me to let my body tell me what to do, and so that's what I've done is respond to how my body feels and decided from there.
How much did you change up your regimen, from the week leading up to West Virginia to this past week against Oklahoma? Did you change it up that much?
Yeah, I mean, I think going to West Virginia, I mean, I didn't get comfortable, but I kind of laxed a little bit of just I would rehab and stuff like that, but didn't necessarily get in there and work on my footwork and work on my watching more film. And going to Oklahoma, I knew they were gonna have a great defense, and I knew they're a powerhouse team, so I really got in there and really worked at it.
But as far as the shoulder's concerned, you didn't really change up the act too much as far as whether it was throwing in practice or.
Not really. I mean, really, I like Coach Kingsbury said, I didn't practice as much the week before, but I really got out. I really did the same rehab, same stuff. Just got in there, practice, worked on my footwork and stuff like that, and that really changed.
Patrick, there were quite a few fans, obviously, who felt like that if you weren't 100% or close to 100%, that you shouldn't have played the two games previous in Kansas State and West Virginia. How did you feel about that?
I mean, to me, I was just more focused on the team, and I felt like I needed to be out there to help lead our team to get wins, and we didn't get the wins, but I wanted to be out there with my teammates. I mean, I worked so hard this offseason. I wanted to give our team the best chance to win, and for me, in my mind, it was me playing. But I mean, I know Nick could win the game, but I wanted to be out there trying to win the game.
How much did you feel like you were maybe missing, or where were you relative to 100% those first 2 weeks after?
I don't know exactly what it was. I know I was good enough to play. I didn't feel any pain while I did play. So I mean, I knew that I could play, and I felt like I could still make stuff happen.
When you look at the TCU defense, what do you see?
I mean, they're always good. They always have a great scheme. It's a team that you have to come in and you have to have a game plan. Just kind of like this last week with Oklahoma, you have to have a game plan. You can't just go in there and try to make stuff happen every single play. And Coach Patterson has a great scheme always coming in against us.
Given how the last two matchups with TCU have gone, is there a part of the team that wants to have redemption in Fort Worth, given 82 points 2 seasons ago and the way tip ball, how it all went down last season?
For me, being there 2 years ago and just playing a little bit in the game and kind of feeling embarrassed, I guess you'd say, of how badly we were beat. I mean, for sure, for me, I want to get in there and win a game there. I mean, especially for Tech and the university, you don't want to get embarrassed and not respond. But, I mean, these last 2 years have been two very heartbreaking losses, and you want to get in there and get a win against a very good football team.
Was that loss to TCU last year, was that one that hung with you for the season?
Yeah, I mean, it was more me looking back on it after the season. I usually get past losses and try to work on the next week, but after the season, especially with me being injured that game and then playing through it, I mean, you fought to the very end, and they got a tip pass touchdown, and it kind of just changed the whole dynamic of the season. But yeah, it was something I looked back on after the season, but it wasn't something that I just really looked at the next week.
How much pain did you have to fight through in that game?
I did have a pretty significant pain that game just because it was such a fresh injury, and it was something where I couldn't really run at all at the time, but it was something that I really had to fight through.
Patrick, what's key done in the last month to, just noticing, first 3 games he had 1 catch each game, and then the last month
think it's his confidence. When he started making plays, you could really tell his confidence went up, and you just started want to give him the ball, and he started making a lot of plays happen. And it's something you can just feel when you're around him, and that's what really has let him take off this season.
Kiki had a pretty good fall camp too, if I remember right.
Yeah, he had a really good fall camp. He really showed that he deserved some playing time. I mean, Cameron Batson, of course, was killing it all offseason, all fall camp. But Kiki showed that he needs to be in the game too, and he'll make plays just as well as Cam.
What's the general feeling in the locker room of players, 3 losses in a row? Is the short memory at work, or are people feeling sort of down?
I mean, three losses in a row does hurt, but at the same time, you know how the football goes. I mean, you lose games, you have to respond, you have to bounce back, and it's something we need to be better at. And I feel like the team really is excited about this week, getting to go to Fort Worth and play.
Anything else? What's the feeling like to have another White House guy in the World Series, and will you be cheering for the Indians, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'll definitely be cheering for Josh Tomlin. I got to see him a little bit when I went back home at one point this offseason, and he's a guy who's worked for everything he's got. He wasn't highly recruited coming out of high school and went to junior college and came to Texas Tech, which is another awesome thing. And then he really has responded well and made a great career.
You guys ever had the chance to cross paths before?
Oh, yeah, definitely. When I work out back home, I usually get to see him every once in a while. And it's just a guy who works hard, and that's what you respect about him. He's not a big guy. He's not a super throw a hard guy. He's just a guy who works hard, and that's what's got him where he's at.
Do you miss baseball?
I mean, I miss this time of the year for sure. But I mean, I love football a lot, so I don't really think about it that much.
Yeah, everybody's fine. I wouldn't say we're discouraged at all. Just looking forward to get better.
You're not discouraged at all?
No.
At the risk of sounding silly, I mean, but do you feel like you guys have pulled every straw out of the hat that you could defensively, and you feel like you're still turning over ideas of what to do next?
No, I mean, we know what we did wrong. Guys not relying on their technique, kind of just freaking out in the moment and not fitting up, the run. So we know what we have to do. It's just going out there and executing.
Why do you think that keeps happening? We hear that a lot. In your opinion, you've been around here, you played so much. Why do you think that continues to happen?
I think it just comes down to mental toughness, being able to handle the adversity, the pressure. And, you can try and practice that all you want, but there's nothing like a game situation. So guys just have to be mentally tougher, and we have to try and simulate that as best we can out here.
Do you feel like there's a reason that mental toughness is lacking?
I wouldn't say there's a specific reason. I think, Coach Witt and them, they're instilling that in us day in, day out, regardless of what's going on. They're still harping on it. They're still doing what they're supposed to be doing, and it's going to pay off. I'm very hopeful, very positive in that regard, and guys just have to go out there and do it. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no quick solution to it. You just have to go out there and play like you're capable of playing and execute and practice hard.
Well, mental toughness, if you're really physically in the best shape you can be in, it makes it easier to be mentally tough. Do you think that there's a problem with fitness?
Absolutely not. I'm positive we're able to run, and physically we're able to run and play with the best of them. I'm very, very confident in that, and coaching staff and the strength coaches have done a great job with us. And, practicing wise, coaches, they're changing up some things, trying to get us in a different routine, and I think that's paying off as well. So I think we just have to go out there and fight every snap.
Is it harder to respond to a loss when you're headed on the road to another hostile environment as opposed to hosting a team here at home? I mean, during the week, is there anything in particular, especially that you guys do to get ready for an away game when you're coming off a loss?
Nothing specific. Like I said, coaches changed up the routine a little bit, just trying to get us in a different mood, different mojo. practice, I would say, has been a lot more physical, trying to, execute and do the things that we're coached to do every play, regardless if you're tired or not, just doing it day in, day out. And there's no specific changes that go, from a home game to a road game.
Can you give us a little more detail about changing the routine that you were talking about?
We've added some different periods, just a complete run period, where offense is trying to run the ball, defense is stopping the run. Just hustling. We're adding more effort. Everybody should be in the picture whenever, despite if the ball's 50 yards down the field, we want all 11 guys in the picture. So just emphasizing stuff like that.
I mean, were there times on the sideline against Oklahoma where, after a Sooner series, it was kind of like hands were in the air, like we just don't have somebody that can cover Mixon or D.D. Westbrook?
Not at all. Like I said, I'm confident. I'm very confident in the players that we have. It just comes down to going out there and not being afraid to, play like you've been coached and to rely on your technique.
Is the emphasis on creating turnovers from last year different than this year, or is there still the same amount of emphasis there?
It's the same amount. That's Coach Gibbs' signature. And unfortunately, we haven't been doing our job as players to get those turnovers. And that's something that we still harp on in practice, and we're going to keep doing. And like I said, I'm confident they'll start coming as well.
Justice, it seems like middle of the third quarter on, all the defense had to do was get one stop. I mean, you stopped them 3 times, I think, in the first half. Was there discussion on the sideline about we got to get this stop?
Yeah, definitely. That's what Coach said. Every time we're about to go out there, the officers doing their job. They're giving us a chance to win the game, and we didn't get it done. That's just what it came down to, and we're gonna fix that. And like I said, we just didn't get it done, but that's something that we have to change, and we have to hammer down whenever the offense puts the ball in our court like that.
Do you feel like the physical week of practice last week accomplished what Coach Kingsbury had intended it to going into Oklahoma, and is that sort of something that you guys are going to try to continue to emulate throughout the rest of the season?
I definitely think it did. I think he was just trying to get across the message of fight. Regardless of the score, regardless of what the clock says, just fight every down. Don't even look up at the board or anything. Last week it seemed like we had a lot of guys tap out, and I think he was just trying to, instill in us that want to.
You ever think about that play from last year against TCU and the frustration, I guess, that followed for you guys at the end of that game?
What play is that? Sorry, I can't. Oh, right. Don't think about it much. Ball rolled their way. We could have done a lot of things that could have prevented that throughout the game, but don't think about it much.
Given how the last 2 meetings have gone with TCU, though, is this one's kind of circled on your calendars, being able to have a shot at redemption against the Horned Frogs?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say redemption or anything. It's another game. The past is the past. We're just planning on getting better every week.
Those games stick with you at all?
Yeah, I would say, me personally, they do. Play it back in your head a couple times, but all you can control is what you can do today.